Hello, my name is Contover. This is the Current Buzz. Today we have Daly, CEO of PrideStar EMS, and also we have John Chemaly. Everyone knows John. He has Trinity Ambulance Service. He's the president of Trinity, and if you don't know, they've merged together, or they're going to merge. Is that correct? You're going to merge? You haven't officially merged yet?
Not yet, but it's an acquisition more than a merge.
Oh, acquisition.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I did write that down, acquisition, right? Okay, so your Trinity started when, in 1992?
91.
91, okay. I'm off a year. I mean, I was close.
All right. I'll give it to you.
And PrideStar EMS started?
In 2006.
2006.
Yeah.
So what benefits are you going to get out of this? I know he's going to be vice president. You're going to still be CEO, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is Trinity Ambulance going to keep their name?
That's correct. Obviously, Trinity's got a great reputation. John and Gary have done an unbelievable job. Trinity has done great things for not only, obviously, Chelmsford, but Lowell and the Haverhill and the other Drake-it and other communities they service.
Say greater
Merrimack Valley, yeah. And so they have a very proud and rich history. We want to keep that. And so we are going to keep the PrideStar name and the Trinity name. We are going to operate under one roof, though.
Okay.
So
in other words, you're not going to merge Trinity with PrideStar, at least not yet? Maybe down the road?
yeah, everything else is going to merge. Our operations center, our dispatch center, our management, our clinical teams, our
Billing.
HR, billing, all that's going to be under one roof. From the outside looking in, you wouldn't know that. You're going to see Trinity Ambulances and PrideStar. However, we're going to use those efficiencies to provide, obviously, better services and create some synergies there that's going to be able to provide better, more focused EMS services to the Greater Lowell area.
Are you going to still have his headquarters there on Westwood Street, right on the Chelmsford-Lowell line?
Yeah. We're acquiring that as well. That's part of the purchase.
That's really nice. That's
a great location.
Oh, it's a great spot.
A great spot.
Yep.
I mean, I've been in that complex. And
Yes.
I was amazed. I mean, how many people do you have working in that complex as we speak?
Per day?
Yeah.
We probably have.
24/7, right?
Oh, yeah, 24/7. We got about 300 employees, 295 or so altogether. But in that particular complex, we probably have 60 or 70 working per day.
So you have 300. How many do you have under your roof?
Well, overall, for the EMS company, we have about 150. Okay. We also are Daly Holding Companies. We own a bus company too, a construction company. And all. There's about 250 all in. So total, we're probably close to 550 to 600 employees.
So you're telling me that you're expanding in regards to construction. Are you involved in some sort of building condos in downtown Lowell, or there was talk of it?
That's
at
correct.
One time, if I remember, yeah.
Yeah, that's my other hat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Correct.
What happened to those?
We're actually just working with the city on a parking arrangement right now. So we're going to have hopefully some exciting news coming out in the next couple of months on that as well.
What is that? Can you tell me now?
It's
we don't have to, no one.
We can
knows.
diverge off from the perfect
two of
between us, right?
Yeah.
We had that permitted
us.
a while ago, and then we had a partner come in. We were going to build it. Obviously, COVID hit. The partner backed out. That we were in the meantime, though, we were in negotiations with our budding neighbor who decided to sell that piece of property. It's the Jarvis family, and so we're acquiring that too. And so we're going to change the footprint, get some underground parking in the new project, and it's going to be 5 stories, about 46 units and residential units, and then commercial space in the lower level. It's right on the Concord River.
Penthouse?
Penthouse, there's one for you if you want.
Oh,
there's a couple of them.
All right.
Maybe John after this.
Yeah, listen to this. Yeah, that sounds great.
So I'll have a view of Lowell, Massachusetts.
Yes,
is that it? Yeah.
absolutely.
The famous Concord River.
Concord River.
In fact, almost where Concord and the Merrimack converge.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful views, and that's one of the reasons I bought. I looked up the river. I got up on the building. You'd see down to the Merrimack and to the falls that just behind between UMass Lowell and Middlesex Community College. It's a beautiful site.
Yeah, yeah. So that's coming down the pike, is that?
Coming, yeah. Yes. One of these days.
Well, yeah,
We've been busy with this.
But that's
with John and I lately.
Yeah.
Recently.
Oh, that's right. The acquisition. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Oh, you forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the acquisition. That's what basically I got you into. But knowing about those condos and that they were supposed to be high-end condos.
Correct. Yep.
If I'm correct. Yeah.
And they're gonna be. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
we look forward to that.
Everything he does is high end.
Wow.
We try to.
Wow.
Yeah, really. That's beautiful.
It. So the acquisition, the paperwork is in, or it's pending with lawyers, or what's the story on that?
Yeah.
Well, pretty basically, we have signed an asset purchase agreement, and the City of Lowell and some of our other 911 contracts, we require some documentation from the state that says that they approve the merger, the acquisition, but it's really a merger of our two companies.
Yeah, right.
But David is buying Trinity, but it has to be approved by the state. So we're waiting on a couple of those things now. Our insurance bonds had to be transferred over, and our computer software agreements. There's so much stuff. I never really realized how many things have to be
What about
transferred over.
cybersecurity too?
All that stuff is,
The
we're working on
IT
that
is
as
one
we
of the
speak.
biggest pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so now these days.
Yeah.
I had a woman on just recently. She's IT. She writes for a tech company, and she said if it wasn't for the internet, everything would have shut down in this country and the world.
Wow. Yeah.
Probably true.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's actually a fact. I mean, the schools would have been closed, businesses would have been closed. You wouldn't be able to build your condos.
Yeah.
high-end condos,
No, it's
you know?
extremely important, and actually one of the big pieces to this cog that as we're merging these companies together is the IT piece. John's got one of the only dispatch centers that's centers of excellence in the state that's approved and accredited. So we could actually move our dispatch system into there. However, our software for billing and operations and our what's called our PCRs, our easy PCRs that the crews do on the computers and the trucks,
Yeah.
all have to be integrated into one. And so it's quite the process. And so we were actually going to close last week, but things like IT, finalizing the license transfers, are just taking a little bit longer, as we imagined it always does. So it looks like the date is December 20th, 2 weeks.
That's the new
Yeah.
date. Yep.
It's a new date. So
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, really. Thank you.
So
PCR. Explain PCR when it goes into an ambulance. I mean, both of you can explain it?
yeah, it's pretty unbelievable. Our systems will get a call in. We'll put the call in the system. It will go out through this to the crew in the ambulance. That will go through their computer system over their radio, and that will give them the call. They'll go to the call, and once they clear it, are at the hospital, it pops up in their. They have onboard laptops,
Yeah.
and they're able to do the patient care report. It stands for. So it's all digitalized. It's all electronic these days. Once the care report is done, they can download it and goes to billing.
And it's funny you mention that because, to David's point, all the TV shows that you used to see with Rescue 8 or 911, whatever the heck the name of those calls were, they're all talking on their radios and they're waiting for the responses. There's no more talk on the radios anymore. Very, very little. It's all done via the computer. The guys are looking at their screen as they're doing a call. If it's a non-emergent call and they're at the hospital and they get down back to the ambulance, as they're doing that call, their next non-emergent call will actually pop up on the screen.
Oh, no
they don't
kidding.
even talk on the radio
Now,
anymore.
when you're on the road in the ambulances, they have to go by the speed limit. Is that correct?
Absolutely,
You just have the right of way.
Only when responding, and
Yeah,
they still
well,
have to go within the speed
yeah,
limit.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So when you're responding, you have to go the speed limit.
Absolutely.
The perception is that they're going fast, but actually you're slowing down.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the perception. But
Sometimes it's not perception. Sometimes I've seen them going by me and they go a little faster than they should. But I've also been in the back of one of those ambulances with a patient, and sometimes, it's one of those deals you do want to get in the hospital pretty quickly.
yeah.
Let's hope that's the case when they are speeding.
Yeah, when I go to the hospital, I hope it's fast.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
easy.
Of course.
Oh, bring in the helicopter. I
get
want the helicopter. Maybe that's going to happen.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
You might need a pad there out in Westford Street.
Yeah.
Helipad.
The old tennis court will do it.
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, think about that in the future. I mean,
Yeah,
that might be.
it's all gonna
where
change.
you get- where things are always changing.
Absolutely.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Well, there are 2 helicopter services really within 20 miles of where we are. So, and they can get to, one's in Worcester, one's in Boston.
Okay, I
They-
didn't know that. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
know
they can
Worcester had-
practically get to, the Greater Lowell area in 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, I just wanted him to stay still because he's
Oh.
moving out of the
Oh,
picture.
okay.
Excuse me. So you're merging the education factor into it also?
Yes.
You guys, you have EMTs and what else?
EMTs, and we also have paramedics.
What's the difference?
Well, David's a paramedic. I was an EMT up until probably 2004 or 5, because
Tell
then
me-
I had to run the business.
Tell
But
me the difference.
David, tell them.
So an EMT is, it depends on the course. Some are intensive, you can do it in a month, most are 4 months long. I think we talked about this last night, 160 hours long. It involves both clinical and didactic portions. It's in classroom, obviously, and then out in the field. And it's typically about 4 months long. The paramedic program, again, I did an associate's degree program up in New Hampshire, which is a 2-year program to get your degree in paramedicine. It's a
okay,
pretty involved course. It's a very good course. And then we actually also have, and paramedics can give medications. They can put tubes down your throat. They can do advanced procedures.
I see.
EMTs are actually doing some more of those things. They can put nasal Narcan in people, obviously with our opioid epidemic.
Speak of that, Narcan, explain that because there's some people watching the show that don't understand.
Yeah, so,
And you can get that in any pharmacy if you need, right? Is that?
well, I think you'd still need a prescription
Oh, you
from the
need-
doctor if you have a family member. I think that's an opiate
see.
addict, I believe. I know that's all changing.
Yeah.
But Narcan's an antagonist against that drug, the opiate drug. So it allows, it frees up, it breaks down the cell at the cellular level. So it allows
Versus to breathe or?
to breathe. Yeah, come back to, yeah, exactly. So.
We always say that Narcan is a two-edged sword because when you're doing 911 calls, let's say, with all due respect, Dean, you're in the middle of a drug overdose and
Yeah.
you're unconscious and unresponsive, and we get you back with Narcan, and then you get up and run because it happens all the time.
You're kidding me.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Now
they don't
you
like
feel
it when you
great.
bring them back.
Yeah, we bring you back, you get up and run. A, you're angry at us because you're out of your high. B, you're trying to find a place you think we're going to call the cops, so you're gone. And then my point is, you're okay, really, in the big scheme of things.
Yeah.
And then 3 hours later, we get a call, and it's you again. You're high again. You're unresponsive again, and we got to whack you with another Narcan treatment.
So
So,
this could happen 3, 4, 5 times.
well, a couple times,
not-
yeah, a few times, yes. It
Well,
absolutely
unfortunately, with
does.
the advent, not the advent of essentially fentanyl being introduced to the market
Yeah.
is really. I mean, I used to be able to give a half a milligram of Narcan and wake someone up. Now it's 3, 4, 5, 10
No
milligrams.
kidding, yeah.
Yeah, because fentanyl's so strong.
Where's that coming from? Do we know?
Well, it can be manufactured. It can be.
They say China, they say
They're
Mexico.
saying everywhere, yeah, but that's unfortunate. But it is being manufactured.
So is it mixed with heroin or cocaine?
It started out there. I mean, now it's mixed with a lot of things. And poor kids that you've heard situations that only smoke marijuana had some. There's cases of that having fentanyl in it. I mean,
Oh, they sprinkle it in? or
sprinkling in.
something?
I mean, it's horrible. Or cocaine or other drugs. So it's scary out there.
Is that highly addicted? Is it?
Fentanyl's the same thing. It's like
very
it's,
like
They say it's
Yeah.
like 100 times more potent than morphine or
no kidding.
or something like that. Yeah.
it's an opioid, so it's very.
There are other things that happens. Let's say you guys are called during COVID-19, right? I mean,
Yes.
You're first responders, with tow truck drivers. I had him on my show, right? The local tow truck driver, and he's the first responder. He has to go out and pick up that vehicle.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, people don't understand that. They have to do it. So going out to a scene. Let's say now there's a lot of murders in the area. How do your people respond to that? I mean, do they psychologically have PTSD or something like that? I mean, and how do you handle that when they have to go and go to a home where somebody was murdered or something to that effect? I mean,
We see that all the time.
I know.
Our company, the reason why this synergy is so good, this acquisition is so positive for the community is our company is probably 75-25 911 emergency, okay?
Yeah.
With David's, it's
Don't
75-25 non-emergent transfers. But now we have all his trucks. He's got, I don't know, 50 or 60 trucks now that are going to be in with our fleet. And so his people are now going to see 911 calls that they weren't doing before. So, and actually, Dean, I've seen and interviewed EMTs and paramedics, EMTs mostly, that have quit 2 or 3 weeks into the job because they ran into a situation where they've gone into a house and someone has, used a gun to shoot themselves in the head or something like that, or gone to a murder or something, and they didn't expect.
or a car accident.
Yeah, they didn't expect really that to happen. They didn't expect to see that. Children especially would affect them. So yeah, David provides counseling with PTSD.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they have all kinds of committees that we're on that will help a situation like that.
David's ready to say something.
I think the big push was after 911 and all those first responders that went down there and experienced that. Obviously, when I was working on the streets back in '93 through the early 2000s, mid 2000s even, when those incidents did occur, there wasn't any sustained or collaboration, I guess, as much as there is now when events with all these first responders go to a murder-suicide or a bad accident where multiple people are really hurt or killed. There's more outreach now to people to get together and meet and talk about it to kind of understand what they're going through, and the emotions are normal when people experience that. And I know it's huge for me as a provider from what I've seen and what all the people that I used to work with see. And I know if you read in the papers just recently, some of the stuff, there's EMTs and paramedics and firefighters and police that are going out there and having to see this and deal with this. So having support for them is a key element.
I mean, I have a lot of respect for police officers in regards to going into a situation. After 15, 20 years, I mean, they should be given a long vacation, just to catch up. Take 3 months off and, after 15 years.
It's a tough job.
And it is a tough job.
Yeah.
And it's 24/7.
Well, let me ask you, you were in the service, right?
Yeah.
Did you see any combat?
I didn't see specifically combat, but
Okay.
I did, was fired upon, yeah.
Yeah.
And, but I'm okay.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of people that aren't. That's why I ask you.
Yeah.
And that's why
No,
you need
it's-
these programs.
Well, I mean, it's part of the heritage, I mean, we're always warriors.
Yeah.
Once a warrior, always a warrior.
Yeah, yeah.
You come from a warrior class, so, I mean, it doesn't bother you, all the way from Troy.
That's
right.
The Trojans, you defeat the Trojans and you
it.
got it made right after that. So,
Well, we need these programs, as you're talking about, and we both provide them, and now we're going to merge that education system that you
good.
mentioned a few
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
We're going to merge that into one situation. He's got the energy, he's got the enthusiasm, he's got the brains.
John,
I'm a dinosaur.
Let me ask you this question. How does it affect Chelmsford? What's going to happen? You have
Zero.
You have ambulance downtown in the center of town. You have a little place, right? And then you have an ambulance in North Chelmsford. Is that right?
What's on Drum Hill?
On Drum Hill.
Yeah, it's on Drum Hill. That handles, most of the time, that handles some of our North Chelmsford stuff.
Oh,
And we have 2 ambulances, really,
on call in Chelmsford.
on call in Chelmsford, at the Lowell, at the central location on North Road. There's 2 ambulances in that
Yeah,
depot.
there's a little hut there. You don't even see it unless you see the ambulance coming out of the little
Yeah,
hut.
yeah, you wouldn't know it's
And
there.
You wouldn't even know it's there.
right.
I don't know what number it is, but whatever it
Number
is.
9.
Number 9 North Road?
Correct.
Okay. Number 9 North Road, if you can find it. If you can find it. There's an ambulance in that building, and if they get a call, they go out.
Yeah.
Now, do you go out on Route 3 or 495?
Oh,
You
absolutely.
Cover that?
Yeah.
Oh, you do cover that. And
That's
then-
always the most challenging thing when I worked in this area is when most of those calls typically were, well, not most, but the most challenging one was on if you get the call in Chelmsford because it's Route 3 and 495 and which way to get on and which exit to get off and which way they're going. So it's always a little confusing.
Yeah, yeah.
GPS helps with that these days.
these days.
Yeah.
You didn't have GPS when you were.
No, the old maps.
The old map.
The answer to your question, the regular Joe is going to see absolutely no change in services in Chelmsford.
Okay.
Trinity's going to be Trinity. You will see if Trinity's very busy, and there was a time a week ago, we had 10 calls in Chelmsford in an 8-hour period, 9-hour period.
Wow.
So
That's
you're going to
unusual,
see,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
going to
what's
see,
your average call per day in Chelsea?
it depends. I would say maybe 5.
Oh, okay.
The other thing is too for Chelmsford, our corporate headquarters is literally our property line is on the Chelmsford
Yeah, I know.
headquarters at 229 Stedman Street. We have 12 BLS trucks and we run usually 3 ALS trucks out of there. So now you're getting 12 to 15 more resources that can back up Chelmsford that we could before, but now we're under one roof. You're going to get a lot more manpower.
service.
No,
It's
it's
perfect.
super service. So.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And it's really good. I mean, we pass each other. The inefficiencies is unbelievable. And once we started doing our merger talks, and then started looking at rolling it out, it's amazing some of the efficiencies that can be gained. We pass each other all day long, and there's times where they could be taking a person out of the hospital. We could be doing a call in Chelmsford. We're driving by the call in Chelmsford. They're in hospital. We're going the opposite directions. That's not going to happen.
What do you need most in regards to employment? What do you need most? If you had to hire drivers, I mean,
Drivers, it's staffing. Staffing has been a problem the last couple of years, but after COVID, so many people said, I don't want to do that. So we've had some challenges with staffing. So
but you're hiring now.
we're hiring absolutely. Even
We're
with
always
the-
hiring, but now we're really going to put the pedal to the pedal to the metal on that.
Does everyone have to have their shots in your company?
Well,
It's not mandated.
It's not mandated. We highly suggest it. Our clinical coordinator just sent out stuff yesterday. I saw in an email. Really kind of pushing that, but we can't mandate it unless the federal government or the state comes down and mandates it.
Hayward football team stadium is named after Trinity. Is that going to stay the same? Or
We
is it
hope
gonna
so,
be
yeah.
slash?
Trinity Stadium, yeah.
Okay.
We hope so.
Or is it going to be slash PrideStar
No,
EMS?
no.
Oh, you're gonna name some other stadium.
Don't give anyone any ideas.
Well, I mean,
Just
I mean that's what people do, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Right,
Yeah.
No, the good thing, like I said, Dean, from the outside looking in, everything remains the same. David has promised that whatever Trinity's brand has created in the communities that we're going to keep, but it costs a lot of money, and our revenues and our collections and reimbursements from the government have all decreased through this through the pandemic. Our staffing has decreased, our call volume has decreased, so we want to ramp all that back up again, and he's got some ideas to
What are you
do
going to do
that.
with the spinners, low spinners? What's the story there? Anything? We only have 2 minutes.
The story is that look for 2023 for something to happen.
You would support that?
Oh, for
whatever
sure, we
team-
would support it. Yeah,
Yeah, whatever team comes in,
yeah.
you would support. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, would you throw money out of the helicopter like they do in that situation?
We'll see.
Now it's his money. So
I
you
did
tell me,
that.
David.
I was there one year, and I think I was there with my daughter, and I watched how the wind was blowing, and to get the best location.
Really?
Of the flag,
Wow.
and how the helicopter is, and guess what? All the money came, where I was standing, right?
Scouting that.
Yeah,
Nice-
exactly.
nice move.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, hey, listen.
What was it? Some kind of
I lived in Lola one time. So
Yeah.
make sure you scout these things out.
Absolutely,
Right?
yeah.
It was some kind of a promotion?
Yeah, it was some promotion. They were throwing money out of the helicopter. It came down low after the game. So I just watched the windage. And,
Windage.
The windage.
Yeah,
Well, you
of
see,
the flag.
they had a Brinks truck, I think it was Brinks, in California. The doors opened,
Oh, yeah.
and 2 bags of money fell out.
Yeah, that's right. There were
Yeah.
people that the car stopped all over.
Really? I didn't see
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Last week.
And there was a lot of cash.
They're telling
fluttering
everybody to
around.
return the cash.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll see what happens.
Cash is cash.
Yeah.
You know how that is, right? I mean, it's just one of those things. So
No, we're fortunate that he's very community oriented, and with our 2 teams together, we're going to keep it that way.
good. Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it very much.
Well, I appreciate you having us.
Thank you. Time's flies.
Yeah, that was quick.
We'll have to get more on once you
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
He's always